What's up, everybody? It's your boy Trey the Great. I got my boy Just Daniel with me, and this is All Things Connected, where we reconnect you into a better life. Today we're gonna be talking about just saying no. Sometimes just saying no can be a challenging thing, especially when you got one of those good hearts. And some of you good-hearted people always get taken advantage of because you're always saying yes, even when you want to say no. But I have a question. Have you ever had a friend, family member, or loved one that only reached out to you when they were in need? You didn't hear from them in years, but when they need something, they know how to reach out to you. Mm-hmm. And so, D, have you ever had that person?
Man, we gonna ruffle some feathers with this episode, D.
How so?
I think it's the cold hard truth, bro. I think everybody has that family member or friend, who they reach out.
Yeah.
When the lights out, the water's off, the gas ain't going no more, and they need $200, $300, $400, $500 right now because they need to get their stuff turned back on. And far too often, people say, "Yeah." So have I had that person? No, I ain't had that person in years.
Yeah.
My no game is strong.
Yeah.
I don't get too many yeses out, bro. When people call me, and I think that's again because I've had a strong history. My credit history is good with no's.
Yeah.
Man, I want to say, man, I really started to distinguish between family and what our relationship is. Right? I want to say I was 10 years old loaning out money to family members, D.
No, you about right on that age.
Yeah. And so I saw like, man, why I had this affinity for you, why you had this urgent need that only I could solve. I give you the money.
Yeah.
And you got to think, I worked hard for that little money.
Yeah.
Little $10, $20 at 10 years old. In the 90s is everything.
Yeah.
All right. And so I give them the money and then I wouldn't get it back. And you know me, I ain't finna hassle nobody for no money. But then you will come back for some more money. Now this then going on for years and years and years. And now I just learned how to say, nah.
Yeah.
And then I figured out I got to treat everybody like this who makes that decision to not honor what we agreed upon. How about you?
Oh man, I loaned out so much money and loaned out some credit, loaned out some Social Security and some signs, some cosign. I didn't do it all, man. Because I was one of those good-hearted people I was just talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to learn and develop the no.
Yeah.
Because when you care about people, you love people, and you want people to be able to lean on you. Like, it feel good to be able to help somebody when they need it, right?
Okay.
And so yeah, man, I always loan people money, but I had like you said, I had to learn how to say no. And so I remember one time, man, I would always loan Uncle Poopy money. You know what I mean? He would always, come, nephew, give me $20. I need some gas. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this. Like, all right, here, it ain't no problem.
Right.
And for the most part, he would give it back to me. But then after a while of being used to being able to come to me for money, then he, I was just like, man, I don't know, Uncle, I can't keep you letting you borrow money. But I remember one particular time, he's like, nephew, just let me loan $5. I was like, all right, cool. So I loaned him the $5. And he's like, I'm gonna pay you back such and such time. Now, me, when you tell me a time,
yes, bro,
in that time,
yes, bro,
right? And so the time came, he never said nothing about it. And then I'm also not the type of person that's going to remind you either. You see what I'm saying? Like, you owe me money.
Yes.
And I don't want to have to. I shouldn't even have to come to you.
Yeah.
Right? And then it was $5, so it ain't like
it ain't no
$500. Then it's
exactly.
I'm gonna have to check on that. But yeah, man, that time went by, and then I guess he forgot that he owed me the $5.
Right.
And he was just like, "Hey nephew, let me borrow 20." I was like, "Oh, you already owe me the $5 from last time." Oh man, I forgot about the $5.
Right.
Man, let me get the 20. I was like, "Nah, I can't give you the 20.
Yeah.
Like you got to give me the $5 back."
Yeah.
And then I once you make your debt right, then I'll think about it. But it's not a good feeling.
So for me, bro, when we was kids, I remember somebody had asked me to borrow some money, and I was like, no. And everybody started getting on me, bro. You stingy, you selfish, you don't love us, you don't care. And Uncle Kirky said, nah. He understands that he's trying to build something. And if he gives you all something every time he starts to build, he ain't gonna have nothing. So you ask for $2, you ask for $3, you ask for $5. He only had $10.
Right.
If he keep giving y'all all the money, then he's not gonna have anything. And I gotta say thank you to him for that moment because it gave me a security. It gave me confidence.
Yeah.
It let me know, nah, I'm not selfish. I'm not stingy. I still love you and I still care.
Yeah.
But I can't let you all, because I've had this closeness to you, because you are my relative. I can't let that drive my emotions every time you say, I need some money.
Yeah.
Right. And so now my adulthood is definitely a whole bunch of no's going on. Like, nah, bro. Like, and I'm not saying like I'll cut you off on the first time.
Sure.
Right. I remember my guy Fry, I loaned him like $100 back in the day, right? And he gave me a watch. And I was like, man, I don't want no watch, man. I want my $100 back.
Yeah.
Right. And at first I was like, man, all right, bro. And we like first like initial stages of our friendship type stuff, right? And so I like, all right, that's cool. Then he needed some more money for whatever reason. I was like, all right, here you go, bro. Because at least you made an effort. Right. And the watch was nice for real. I just like, I wanted money for real. I didn't want to watch or whatever. And then the next time he repaid me.
Yeah.
And then when I needed to borrow some money, I'm like, hey, bro, let me borrow $100.
Yeah.
Ah, no, here you go, bro. And I gave him his money back.
Yeah.
And so that grew into a beautiful relationship to where, man, we didn't loan each other thousands of dollars type stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And years go by.
Yeah.
And not a word needs to be said, but you know you're going to get that money back, bro.
Yeah.
And what I've come to realize is that when people ask for money on a consistent basis, money isn't the real issue.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
People want you to give them money, and we need to start addressing why you got your lights cut off every month. Like, what habits do you have that are they not conducive to you having your basic necessities of lights, gas, water?
Yeah.
And then why you keep calling me on doomsday?
Yeah.
How come you ain't checking up on me on my birthday, on holidays, anniversary? Like, it's a million, just any day of these 365 days of the year.
Exactly.
You don't call me, but when you call, it's you crying, the kids outside in diapers and they ain't got no coats. It's just the worst situation possible, bro.
Yeah.
And then I gotta be Superman. And I don't get no kick out of that no more, D.
Yeah, yeah, and that's it had like, I think after being burned so many times or a few times, I think it creates this catalyst like, nah, I got to become hard, because when I was giving, when I was Superman, when I was the person that was caring, and understanding, that person got ran over.
It got taken advantage of. I remember, man, I had a good friend, man. Me and this guy, I'm talking about, we were locked in, and I value my relationships. For sure.
If I really love you, care about you, and I know you love and care about me, I really, really value the relationship. So me and him was super, super close. And I think one time, for whatever reason, like, I had him on my phone plan. And he would pay the bill every month, send his money for the bill and stuff like that. And then, like, one time they couldn't get cable or Wi-Fi at their house, so they hit me up and was just like, "Hey man, I want to get a new phone, but can we add some Wi-Fi internet to the plan?" I was like, "Yeah, there ain't no problem, because that's we help each other out." Yeah, and then, man, I guess something bad happened where financially they couldn't afford it anymore, and he basically went ghost on me, avoiding all my text messages, all my calls.
That make it even worse.
Yeah, and all I was really calling to say is like, hey, I understand you can't pay the bill. Like, we can get this canceled. Give me that expensive equipment that they asking for.
That $300.
No, $1,000 equipment. Boy, the Wi-Fi router and the modem and stuff, boy, AT&T.
I don't mess with AT&T just for that reason.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I just need that back so I'm sending this in text
So I
message.
can get my money back.
No response, D. Never responded, bro. I'm just looking like I need to send this in so they won't charge me $1,000 on this bill.
Right.
I don't care about the little monthly, little $70. Like,
Yeah, we gonna get through that. Yeah.
Cancel that, send the stuff back.
Yeah.
And never responded, bro. And this was a great relationship. This was my dog.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
And, I just was like, man, I have to stop allowing my goodness put me in vulnerable situations.
D, you just said something that's very, very important that I think we need to highlight. How do you define family? Because that's essentially who we're talking about. Because you ain't loaning
No
a
strangers,
random
bro.
Joe Smo on the
Yeah,
street.
yeah, yeah.
I ain't paying your bills, bro.
Yeah.
You just can't walk up to me and say, hey, help me out. Nah,
Right.
that's not happening.
Yeah.
So how do we define family and how do we define help?
I think a lot of people define family different ways.
Yeah.
My definition of family is the person who will treat me how I treat them. That's just my definition of family. So it ain't got to be
It ain't nothing deep.
bloodline. It ain't got to be nothing that I inherited. Like, you can be my cousin and we're not family for real.
Yeah.
You be auntie and uncle and we not family for real.
Very true.
I hold family in the regard of I'm talking to them, and it ain't got to be every day, but I know what their life looks like. I know intimate parts of their life. I know they have children. I know when they get married. I know, you know what I mean? I know when they up. I know when they down.
Yeah.
So I consider those people family. They calling to check up on me. I'm calling to check up on them. We're going out to eat. We're celebrating monumental moments together. So those are the people that I call family. So you can be a friend. You can be
Right.
somebody I just met 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you can become part
And we
of my
created
family.
this strong bond.
That's family to me.
Yeah. In this relationship.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I feel the same way, bro. I'm not caught up on titles.
Yeah.
Just because we had the same bloodline, just because my mom and your dad are brothers and sisters and we first cousins or we third cousin, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I don't buy into that no more, bro.
Yeah.
Because I have my friends and they're my family. Like I would
Right.
die for them.
Yeah.
Like I would take their kids in and they would know you don't have to worry about anything for the rest of their life. Like,
Yeah.
and so, and we got family members that I wouldn't do that for.
Yeah.
And it's not like bad blood or anything, but we
Yeah.
just don't have the relationship.
Don't have a relationship.
And that's what I consider family. Those who I have relationship with.
Yeah.
Like I shout out Mr. Gant. Man,
Yeah.
me and this dude to get on the phone, bro, and talk about movies.
Yeah.
He put me onto a great movie the other day, and we just talked about it.
Yeah. What's the name of the movie?
Oh man, I like a romance story. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But it was a great movie. It was a Quentin Tarantino movie, and had a great plot.
Yeah.
Great action, great actors. It was crazy, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. Brad Pitt was essentially a base head. That was his role in the movie.
Yeah.
So that tells you how loaded the movie was.
Yeah.
So we just talked about that, all of the different dynamics of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And so we have this great relationship. If he really, really, truly ever needed something, he really could come ask me for it, and I would come through, right?
Yeah.
Other people, bro, we don't talk in years, and it ain't no bad blood, but we can't reconnect on my lights out.
Because you don't have a connection to them.
Yeah.
So the sentimental value that may be there is not there because I don't talk to you. Like, I really don't. And I think as time continue to go, it's like I really don't know you because we've changed and evolved.
Yes.
And so I knew you when we were younger, when we were coming up and we were playing games, and I knew you as that when, you were close knit in my life. But now life has evolved us so far apart that I really don't know you. Like, I really don't trust you. All I know is the previous years of
Right.
you. I don't know who you are now.
And then when I give you an opportunity, then you violate the trust.
Yeah.
Right? Like we set an expectation for ourselves when we say, hey, I'm going to repay this back.
Sure.
Right? Some people there, man, I know I owe you this money. I got you, bro. So at least that lets me know like you at least thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't have to do that all the time.
I know I set the date of Friday, but Friday not gonna work. I can give you a little bit Friday.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to borrow money and pay it back effectively.
For real.
Number one, when you borrow money, give an expected date of return. Like, so they get this so there's no blurred lines, right? So let me buy $500. Okay, bro, you ain't cool. I got you. All right, D, I'm expecting to pay this back next Thursday, right?
Yeah.
next Thursday come, you know even before Thursday come if you're gonna be able to do it or not. So, hey D, man, I ain't gonna be able to pay the whole 500 back by next Thursday. I can give you 150. I can give you 250. That's cool.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
That's how you effectively borrow money from somebody so that you can consistently have this person in your life. Because a lot of times, man, money and transactions ruin relationships.
They can.
So like that guy was telling you about, like, you know, I hadn't heard from him. He just ran off. He ain't never say nothing. And it was just there. I'm like, okay. And I just, in my mind, I said $1,000 just paid somebody out of my life.
That's my, I believe the same thing,
and
bro.
I'm cool with that.
I believe the same thing.
And to this day, like, he desires a relationship with me because he realized, like, the monetary stuff, the stuff is,
That's nothing.
that's the smallest thing of value David added to my life. I
Yeah.
could actually trust somebody
Yes.
with my secrets, my dark side, and he wouldn't judge me and he'll embrace me. He'll help me out. We still need people.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's always been our message. Like, man, life is about people.
Yeah.
Life is not about money. Life is not about cars and stuff and possessions and homes and all of these things that we think it is. Right.
Yeah.
And so he realized, dang, I had a real friend,
Right.
a person that was going to be there for me.
Yeah.
No money can buy that.
Yeah. And that's why I say it's not about the money.
Sure.
I always tell people that. Like, it's not about the money. It's about honoring your word and honoring the relationship.
Sure.